Hello and welcome back everybody. In today's video, I plan to use oil paints for the very first time and I'm very excited. But at the same time, as you know, I'm completely new to these colors and this medium, so of course I am completely unsure what the result would be and how am I going to do it. So I know some basics because I did some study and took some classes from Skillshare. And one of the major reasons why I have always delayed using oil paints is my studio, because I never had a ventilated studio or a space where I can work on. Because when you work with the oils and everything, it can be a little toxic for you, and especially for me because I have always observed that the oils and mediums don't generally suit me. I definitely have side effects after that, but again I'm going to be giving it a good try today. This weather actually is really beautiful. It's neither too hot nor too cold, so I can actually keep my windows and everything open for at least this month. So I thought it is the best time for me to try oil paints. So to begin with, I'm going to be taking this canvas and applying a layer of gesso, and this time I did mix some black acrylic color to it just to give a little darker shade to my background and just to mix both the colors together. And this is of course an optional step. So I'll first prime it really well by using gesso, and I'll just let it dry completely. Meanwhile, I went into my next canvas that I'm going to be painting on. That's my next project. So I just thought, to just get it ready to basically prime that as well and apply a layer of gesso on that and get that ready by the time my canvas will dry, and then I'll be ready to apply the next coat, which is going to be a dark black shade. So we basically need the darkest base there, and for that I just apply this black color again and let the canvas dry completely. And at this stage we are all set to start painting by using oil paints. These are my new oil paints. I got them as gift this year from Bharat, so it was really special. Those childhood days when we always expected somewhere in our heart that people who love us or who know us would give us only art supplies, and this is how it feels. No matter how old you are, but whenever you receive any art supply from anybody else's gift, it is so special and you always feel like a child, and you definitely want to give it a try. And on that note, I wish you a very happy Children's Day. So he gifted me these colors, but he had no idea about the mediums and the solvents, so I bought it myself. This is something that I ordered online, and this is a small kit which has all different kinds of mediums, oils, which I'm completely unaware about. So I'm just going to be using, I'm not going to be messing up and just making it more complicated. I'm just going to be using these three mediums here. Just this gal kit and the medium gel, which is going to be super useful later, and of course Gamsol for washing the brushes or maybe using it somewhere if I want to thin down my paint. But basically it's going to be gal kit, medium, and of course this medium gel and Gamsol. And once the canvas was dried completely, then I added this gal kit medium. Basically we just want to apply this layer on the base so that the brush can move very smoothly later. Here exactly I'm going to be making a beautiful space background, and let's see if we will be able to achieve that or not. But for now, as you can see, there's some hair and everything shedding out because this is a brand new brush, so that's the reason. So I'll just pick that up. Also, I'm removing the extra oil from the canvas because I definitely don't want it to be super oily, and we don't want a lot of medium floating in there, just a little bit, so that the colors and everything that we add later can move really smoothly. And here I'm using this Persian blue color because of its transparent nature, so I'm just going to be using a little bit and adding a lot of gal kit or liquid medium to it. So basically we want to just dilute it because we are just going to be adding a very thin coat of it on the background first. Today I'm going to be sharing this simple and easy and quick painting with you. Basically it's going to be a beautiful space background, and if in case you want to learn more, then you can definitely follow or get inspired from Catherine. She is an amazing, I think she's a queen of making and painting spaces. So yeah, there's so many beautiful artists out there who are so skilled in oil paints. You should definitely learn from them, and get inspired. I was actually trying not to use my most favorite brushes here because uh, you don't want to mess up with the quality of the brush later, because like I said, I'm completely new to this, so I'm trying my best to use use not that favorite brushes of mine, I'm just keeping that in mind. And once we added this coat of color there, now I'm going to be picking up this white acrylic color, and this is my fan brush. And now begins the fun part. So I'm just going to be loading it with a lot of white acrylic color and just moving around the canvas like this randomly, just swirling around the brush and creating any kind of texture and pattern there. Basically, we're aiming at making a beautiful space background. So yeah, I'm just adding it all over on my canvas. And then I also added this white color directly on the canvas by using the tube directly. And now I'm just extending the pattern and creating some kind of, background there. So once this is done, then I took this Hake brush. This is basically a watercolor brush, and this is where all the magic happens. You just have to spread the color outwards, and already the color and the pigment is there on the bottom. So as you can see, it's blending and mixing so well, and you can create these beautiful different patterns there. I know there could have been a lot of possibilities with this. So yeah, just go ahead, do whatever you wish to do here and create a beautiful background. So this was super simple and easy. I think it took few minutes for us to achieve this kind of background, and a lot could be done here. So you can just add few stars on the top, or maybe add some more white color somewhere. So yeah, just go ahead and do whatever you feel like. You can always take a few amazing images for inspiration and do what is there in the space and follow the exact design or the exact layout of the space. So I'm just working with my heart out. I'm just applying the strokes wherever I want. And the only important thing you need to remember here is that the flat brush that you're using should be super smooth in order to achieve this kind of effect. So then I wanted to add some stars on the top. Here I'm also using one of my favorite brushes, so I'll be very particular about washing it later. Yeah, so I'm just adding this shade on the center area, basically to give the background for the star, because then it will really look very radiating and beautiful. And also spreading it by using a small flat brush. You can also use those soft bristled makeup brushes for creating a beautiful blended background around the star. And by now, everything was almost going well. And then I did this biggest blunder where I added so much of Galkid medium to my white acrylic color to, sprinkle and add some stars there. And that's the biggest mistake that I did. I am just sprinkling the color here, very happy about it that, wow, my painting is going so cool and it's happening really the way I wanted it. And then as you can see, it all started spreading out. It started peeling off. I don't know what just happened. It was definitely not what I expected. And yes, this was a very big mistake, that you cannot add this kind of thin color coat or any kind of layer on the top. You always have to go to the thicker mediums when you add different layers. And then of course I fixed it. I removed it by using a brush, and I did all sorts of things to just rectify this mistake. And this is the final look. I did add some stars when the base color dried completely by adding white in a thick medium. And yes, this was super fun. Using oil was not that messy, was not that complicated. I learned a lot from this process, and I had some real good time. Alright, so this was my first ever oil painting, and I'm so glad I could share this with you all. The process was super fun. Of course, it wasn't that perfect. I need to do a lot of changes. I need to do a lot of learning, and I need to practice a lot. That's for sure. But I think I will be sticking to water-soluble oil colors as compared to oil paints because they suit me well. And now comes the most tricky part that I'm super afraid of because I have no clear knowledge and instruction about how should I clean and wash my brushes. So I'm going to be taking my classes from Skillshare, and I'm so glad that they are also the sponsors of today's video. And this month, to learn basics of oil painting, I'm taking my classes from Maurizio. And the best part is that the classes are so well detailed and they explain it so well that you learn everything from scratch. And I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. I'm really sorry about that. But the classes, like I said, are really nice, and I learned a lot about washing and taking care of my brushes really well. You can also learn so much from Skillshare and learn about different amazing topics. And my first 1,000 subscribers to click on the link are going to get a free trial of Skillshare. So all you need to do is just click on the link in the description box below and enjoy the classes. And I'll be seeing you very soon in my next video. Till then, take care and thanks for watching. Bye.